again, it is Wing Nation presented by Sage Stremme, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you have joined us. I am Steve Post, and I am in a secret bunker somewhere in the southeast quadrant of North America. I'm in Talladega, Alabama. I think we're the whole NASCAR world stays at Talladega, Alabama. Here at Talladega, Ashley, so I'm normally in the Hercules Tire Studios. Ashley Stremme is normally in the Lethal Chassis Studios. And Ashley, you look like you're at home up there.
I am. We're settling in real good here. But it's Port Royal weekend. Does it get any better than that? The World of Outlaws are in town. It is time to shine. I
love that this backs up to each other. And I know this always hasn't been the case, but there is something really neat about finishing the National Open. I think there would be a letdown if it was the National Open and something else. There's a little bit of a letdown, but by this point, it is all systems go to the Speed Palace. I love that they're back-to-back like this.
It's true. You know, at first people were hesitant because people can't give up those weeks both times this close together. But honestly, it's incredible racing. Obviously, the National Open is just that. It's $75,000 to win. But the fact that they've done Friday and Saturday here at Port, I think speaks miles. And it's absolutely incredible because there's no fans like Posse fans.
My hunch is I saw a huge crowd at Williams Grove. My hunch is that they'll have a few people at the Speed Palace this weekend too. Just a hunch.
Just a couple, I'm sure. And of course, the Twitter machine will blow up again this weekend.
No doubt. We will be tweeting our seat all weekend long, that is for sure. Talking about that National Open, what a race it was. What a thriller for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars at Williams Grove Speedway. Logan Schuchart, yeah, he's an outlaw, but he's Bobby's grandson. This is rolling along to be a spectacular story. Turned out to be a spectacular story for Carson Macedo with 4 laps to go. This is what happened. Here's Johnny Gibson with the call on Dirt Vision.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Macedo for the lead in 3 and 4, and he's got it! Carson Macedo takes the lead from Logan Schuchart with 4 laps to go.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Pride, passion, performance. We are Team Dryden.
Wing Nation continues on here as we roll along, and joining us on the Hercules Tire Hotline is the now 4-time consecutive track champion at the Speed Palace Port Royal Speedway. Logan Wagner joins us. Hello, Logan. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Man, it is great to see you. That is for sure. I know we talked to you on our digital program after the Tuscarora 50, but what an exclamation point to a really, really good season that you guys had up there with that Zemco car at Port Royal.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've been consistent all year. You know, for the majority of the shows, we positioned ourselves in the top 3 at the end of the race. And it's really hard to come by at Port Royal with the quality cars night in, night out. And in the Zemco team, like, hats off to them, where every single night we unload and we have speed. You know, we have speed in time trial, we have speed in warm-ups, we have speed in the heat race, we can pass cars. So it makes my job a lot easier when we have the speed that we have and we have the car dialed in the way we do.
Logan, a lot of people at the beginning said you were kind of at a disadvantage with being in the 1Z just because they were selective on their races. You weren't getting as much seat time as everybody else. And obviously Lance DeWeese has proved that wrong over the last couple of years as well. But take like last weekend when the World of Outlaws are at Williams Grove. Is there a part of you that wants to be a part of that, but you know that's not what you guys have kind of scheduled out for your season?
Yeah, you know, there's a part of me that wants to go out on the Outlaw Tour and run 100 shows a year. You know, there's another part of me that wants to run 100 shows a year back here. There's a more reasonable part of me that says, do what you're doing, Logan, fly airplanes and race sprint cars, 40, 50 shows a year. And that's sort of where I'm at. I hate to give up something good like the Zemco car because we have so much fun. We have so much consistency. We have so much speed. It's hard to give up something like that. And then also give up a job like flying jets on the weekdays and being able to travel. Like I'm heading to Indianapolis tomorrow for all day tomorrow and all day after that. And I'm going to make it a racing trip. So it's hard for me to give up that lifestyle, but it's also hard for me to say, man, I really don't want to be on the Outlaw Tour. I really don't want to do that because a part of me really does.
Logan, every race car driver, whether it is a Cup Series driver, a Formula One driver, or a four-cylinder driver at a local dirt track, loves rolling into the track being that car that you just described. Fast off from the truck, fast on hot laps, fast on. What is that like now with the expectation to arrive at a racetrack like that?
I mean, it's such a boost of confidence, not only for the team, but the driver. Going into even the driver's meeting where you're looking around and you see guys that are there that, you would be intimidated by at any other track, but this is your track. And it puts you on a different mental perspective for the whole night where you almost feel invincible, or you can accomplish anything. And, going into Williams Grove, drivers meeting at Williams Grove, I've thought about it multiple times where I'm sitting there, I'm like, we need to check the boxes. We need to run well in time trials, see if we can pass cars. You already put yourself at a mental disadvantage. So being at Port Royal, I just feel like I'm home. I feel like the team's having fun. John and Pee Wee are sitting in their seats up in the grandstands. Everything's falling into place just like it does every week.
You've taken it the last 4 years. What's it been like? What's John and Pee Wee like? And how incredible is it to drive for them?
Yeah, I feel like they've always had it, though. Like they've always had that drive to want to win. They've always had that drive to have a competitive car. We've been fortunate enough in the last 4 years to make it fun again and just have a good time one night a week. And they're not pressured to run here, run there. And they're not essentially having a hired driver like they did in the past, where the driver has to compete so many shows to make a living doing it. And I think they have a good time doing that. And, when you look at the names that the car has had in it, like Jeff Shepard, Stevie Smith, the list is ongoing. Kevin Gobrecht, Casey Kane, Mark Smith. And these guys have all run in it and have run really well. Lucas Wolf, Blaney. You can't even put yourself on that perspective as them. But in the same sense, you can look at the wins that we've had and we can say, man, we won the National Open at Selinsgrove. We won the Tuscarora 50. We won the Weikert. We have the Keith Kaufman Classic. And it starts to settle in like, hey, I'm one of these guys now. I feel like I've run the Zemco car. I've won in it. I've won 4-track championships. So I don't know. It's awesome to run for such a historic car like that. And then not only that, but the car owners, John and Pee Wee, you look at the pits and there's not any other team that has been running for that long and that level too for so long. So hats off to them for doing it. I know it'd be tough for me to do it.
You are adding to that legacy, and it's fun to watch, that's for sure. Logan, stay with us. I want to stick around more with Logan Wagner in just a moment.
Hey Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honeycrisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey.
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy.
Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
Wing Nation continues on, having a great visit on the Hercules Tire Hotline with Logan Wagner. We're talking a lot about racing, that Zemco team, the championship, even the Tuscarora 50. But Logan, I want to go a little off racetrack with you. In August, you unveiled a new product, a new line, Loud Pedal Apparel. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a thought. It's an image, like everything starts out with an idea. And that idea in your mind and how you want to sort of branch out and what you want to do with that idea. And this idea was an apparel brand. And my wife and I, we come up with this loud pedal apparel. When I was younger, they used to call me Loud Pedal Logan because I was on the gas a lot. So we come up with this Loud Pedal apparel brand where we do sunglasses and apparel, and it's going to branch out into something really good here. But it's all premised around lenses, like Loud Pedal lenses you can wear at the racetrack, and a quality pair of sunglasses that are for everybody. And our sunglasses are directly affiliated with racing, sprint cars, asphalt. It doesn't matter. If you're into racing, you're into our sunglass. But it's these pair right here called Magnetos. They're all wooden frame. They're hinged lens, polarized UV 400, and they're awesome. So go out and get some. We have them on Loud Pedal Shop, loudpedal.com. We have radiators that are actually aviators, wicker bills, it's wrist pins. It's just a lot of fun. And it's something we really look forward to getting into here over the winter a little bit more, and offering sales, and just get everyone at the track wearing them to represent what kind of sprint car fan or race car fan they are.
That's super awesome. And I know you sold your t-shirt van. I know it's gone for the end of the season, and I'm assuming it's so you can not only house the Logan Wagner stuff, but also the Loud Pedal stuff. Are you getting a trailer? What does the future home of this look like?
Yeah, actually, Capital Renegade Wayne actually is working with us right now with Chad, and we're getting a nice 18-foot, 8.5-foot tall pull behind trailer, much like David Gravel's and Logan Schuhart's, and I guess Brent Marks has one. So it's something that we can keep a home base and keep all our shirts in, where we're not pulling shirts up from our basement and reloading it every week. It's just more user friendly and more accessible. So it's going to be really cool. We're going to have a printer in there, a computer in there, and just house everything right out of the trailer, and back right into Port Royal, and go to different events and sort of branch out with this Loud Pedal design and Loud Pedal apparel stuff.
Logan, beyond that, off track, you have, I think it's fascinating to me. Every race car driver works on every aspect of the team. Every team, Tommy Carl works on every aspect of that race car. What are some of the things, whether it's a fitness or whether it's with your mental training, what are some of the things, whether it's watching video, what are some of the things that off track are you involved with that kind of helps you continue to remain sharp driving that race car, and really with everything else in life?
Yeah, it's, mindset through the week, just staying sharp, proper rest, proper sleep, proper schedule to stay on track. You get that time to reflect on the inner and the outer. So it's so much fun to be able just to think and set yourself back and think about what the process of the weekend's going to be, and maybe how much moisture is going to be in the track, or maybe the line you're going to run, or who you're going to be competing with week in, week out, whether it's the All-Stars, this weekend's the Outlaws. So a lot of my weekend thoughts were who's fast in time trial, the structure of the format, who's going to be starting up front, and then also how they race around cars, how they race in dirty air, how they race, because it's going to be a lot more prevalent too at Port Royal, how they race through the slicks. So took a little bit of mental notes this week, and look forward to seeing how it all pans out this weekend. I'd love to check off another sort of crown jewel of Port Royal. It'd be so cool to win this weekend.
There's no doubt about it. And we always have to talk about family, because what are we without our family, especially in the racing world? Logan, obviously you mentioned your wife, Kim, your daughter, Amelia, but I hear that there's a little Logan Wagner Jr. on the way. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. In December, we're going to have a little baby, and his name's either going to be Otto or Jet, Otto Wagner or Jet Wagner. And so it's a whole lot of fun. We're just having so much fun with the birth of it, and Amelia's sort of falling into her own of being this sort of passive aggressive, like mother, sort of older sister. And it's so fun, like watching her grow and watching Amelia and the baby sort of come along. So we have so much fun with Amelia as it is at the racetrack. She plays in the dew as a kid at Port Royal, and it's something I wouldn't trade for the world.
Final question for you, and it ties it all together: family and racing. A picture that stands out in my mind is you on the stage at the Tuscarora 50 with the trophy and your dad standing there next to me, or next to you. How neat was that?
You know, Dad's been in racing for way long. Like he started getting into it whenever Lance was into it in like 1986, 87. So I just remember as a kid traveling down to Florida in a beat up van or a race car trailer, just trying to make it down. And we did, and it was so warm down there. And then we would go out west and race with the All-Stars, like in 01 and in like 01, 02, and race with them. That was so much fun. So my whole childhood was based around racing, what track we were going to go to next, or what the next weekend or what the next adventure might hold. So I can't help but remember my childhood as an adventure. And I want Amelia to be that way. I want her to think of this racing as an adventure, like a time away from the reality that she can spend with her family. And I feel like that's why the racing family is so close, because we get to all go out on these adventures every weekend and spend time with our racing family. It's so neat, so much fun. It's so tight knit.
Really, truly is. Family, fast sprint cars, and loud pedal apparel. Boy, we got it all. Logan, we appreciate you taking some time and joining us here on Wing Nation.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate having me.
There we go. Logan Wagner, the 4-time champ and the Tuscarora 50 champion from Port Royal Speedway. Stay with us. Our Tweet Your Seat tweets of the week and a lap around the sprint car world are coming up.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers, whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
We're back here watching Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit, and it is time for the Tweet Your Seat tweet of the week. And of course, it's Williams Grove. Don Buss tweeted this in. Absolutely incredible. We all love the vapor trails. We all love that infamous blue bridge. It doesn't get any better than this little video. So thank you for sending that in, Don.
Don sent in a couple, but boy, that is a keeper, that's for sure. It is our Tweet Your Seat tweet of the week. Now let's go for a lap around the sprint car world, and let's stay right at Williams Grove. It was the 59th annual Champion Oil National Open at Williams Grove, $75,000 to win, the third highest purse in sprint car racing. World of Outlaws versus the Pennsylvania Posse. Friday night started good with Kyle Larson, kind of neutral territory, Switzerland that everybody loves, claiming the win. Saturday, this thing got even better, Ashley.
It did. I know everyone wants to say it's the all World of Outlaws podium, but Logan Schuhart's in there, and I still count him as a PA boy. I don't care what anybody says. But obviously, Carson Macedo passed him with, 4 laps to go. And like so many others that are outsiders that come to Williams Grove, they all want to scratch their head when they leave there. The place is just interesting, to say the least. And so finally in May, Carson checked one off, and obviously they learned something when they were there. Him and Phil Dietz figured something out at Williams Grove and were able to check mark that box beside the National Open.
No doubt about it. That's turn number 1. Let's go to turn number 2. With those wins, both Kyle Larson and Carson Macedo became 10-time winners this season. And when you look at those two, there's a couple in there that were big. Larson won the Knoxville Nationals and the Kings Royal, Macedo the National Open. But let's talk a little bit about double-digit winners in the 410 sprint car world, Ashley. We've had a number of drivers that have really put together nice seasons.
Yes, Brad Sweet with 17, David Gravel with 13, Brent Marks, Anthony Macri both have 11 to their count. You just mentioned Kyle Larson and Carson Macedo, but there's a couple guys lurking in the shadows there too.
Yeah, there really is. Tyler Courtney is sitting at 9 and Sheldon Hodenshield. So both of those are Marshall cars. So Richard and Jennifer, you better get those drivers up on the wheel here to get to these double-digit wins. But I think it's fascinating to me. I think it's not a shocker that Brad and David are up there. Brent Marks, when you look at his season, my gosh, to start off with one team and go to another, I just think it's fascinating. There's some drivers that have put together really good seasons. Boy, if we throw 360 wins in, Dominic Selzy's up there as well. Let's go down the back straightaway. We talk so much about Pennsylvania and the great tracks there, Williams Grove and Port Royal and Lincoln, and then Selinsgrove and Bath that are kind of in the next tier. There is a track there called Trailway Speedway, the home of Friday night 358 racing. Ashley, Sunday, this weekend, they get to shine with the 410s.
Yes, it is the 5th annual Armin Hostetter Memorial. Armin, I've had the pleasure of meeting him when I was Miss Motorama back in the day. But he loved racing. He raced motorcycles on the beach in Daytona. After his racing career, who would have guessed it? He was a farmer. But he carved out Trailway Speedway in 1972 on his farm, and he has been racing since. He pitched off the Motorama joint with all the motorcycles and go-kart racing there. So he's just absolutely housed in racing.
And the 410s roll into the farm on Sunday afternoon. That's turn number 3. Turn number 4 next weekend for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. It is the Winter Nationals at the famed Devil's Bowl Speedway, the 48th annual Winter Nationals, also the Lanny Edwards Memorial. Ashley, when you think about great historic racetracks, Devil's Bowl has a rich history across all of sprint car racing.
It's so true. The World of Outlaws started there 30 years ago, and they came back. So that, and then the mainstay on the Lucas Oil ASCS Tour, obviously the 360s, the season finale was cut short because of the postponement for the short track nationals this year. But lots of great 305 racing there as well.
Absolutely. Marcus Thomas, one of the top drivers there. He is one of the drivers in the run for the Race Saver National Championship. Great racing at Devil's Bowl. Stay with us. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
I'm not ready yet. All right, I'm ready now.
Hey, Ashley, what are you up to?
I just I just stopped by to pick up my sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
Yeah, okay.
This is what it looks like when you do it.
Ta-da!
Take a deep breath, count to 5. It's like running across a rhythm section at a motocross track.
Mine was perfect.
Wing Nation continuing on. Of course, we talked a lot about it. Port Royal is the site. The Nittany Showdown this week, $15,000. But Ashley, the sprint car racing is not done because all dirt roads and Ashley Stremme are headed to Charlotte for the NGK NTK World Finals coming up on November 6th. It's our 4th through the 6th. Big race weekend there at Charlotte, Ashley.
It's definitely one you want to put on your bucket list if you've never been. The 3 major series, the sprint cars, the late models, and the big blocks are all there. My favorite is when they do the 4-wide salute with all of them, and then they bring the push trucks out. It's an atmosphere that is incredible.
Really, truly is. Also incredible will be Dryden Wing Nation from the Midway. And we're going to try this again, Ashley. We've got you and Aaron on Wing Nation. Ooh,
that's right. Boy. It's an all-girls weekend again, just like we were at Jackson. Friday and Saturday, be sure to stop by and say hello.
There we go. It is going to be great. Really all part of the big week down there. It kind of kicks off Tuesday night at Cherokee Speedway, the place your mama warned you about. They have a prelude to the World Finals with all 3 divisions with open shows there. Millbridge Speedway has the Carolinas Micro Showdown. They have 10 grand to win from Micros on Wednesday night. So a big week in the Charlotte area. We hope you can make it and join us there. Hey, we appreciate Logan Wagner joining us here on Wing Nation. More important than all of that, though, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.